respect to interrogation analysis,
I'm not tweaking,
it's
bro.
no
I heard
secret the
something,
benefit
bro.
of hindsight gives you a considerable advantage when
Not
evaluating
heard something, but I
information.
felt something like
when you
going
know a
away.
subject is guilty, it allows you to exclusively look for guilty behavior. The knowledge of outcome highlights the imperatives while stripping away non-essentials, and this allows you to calculate certain things that would otherwise be overlooked by cause of your own doubt. Hindsight is 20/20. Everyone is well aware of this aphorism, and what's fascinating is that it not only applies, but is far more compatible to the innocent than it is to the guilty. The reason for this is because the information you have to scrutinize is reduced when dealing with innocent subjects. When you remove the versatile factors of misdirection and trickery, you're left with relatively straightforward behavior in comparison. Of course, the argument that everyone is different and can react in a different manner has merit. Human beings are unique, and there will always be exceptions to every rule, especially when you take into consideration that trauma can cause atypical behavior. Yet, atypical behavior and guilty behavior are generally distinguished from each other with relative ease. And that brings us to example number 1. 37-year-old Michael Dixon, described by his peers as popular, friendly, but also unassuming and reserved. A self-professed introvert who turned down a job as a trade show presenter due to his fear of public speaking, and kept his position as a trade show assembler instead. On August 15, 2003, in Hamilton, Ontario, police were called to report a man breaking into a jewelry store. 2 officers responded and chased the perpetrator from the store down an alley before momentarily losing sight of them. At the same time, Michael Dixon was getting off a bus nearby coming home from work. He was the first person the police saw when coming out of the alley and was then arrested at gunpoint. Dixon voiced his innocence but didn't resist arrest and stated he would help in any way he could. He was taken to the Hamilton police station and questioned 2 hours after his arrest.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Michael. It's okay.
One could advocate this as a common policing misstep if it weren't for the suspect being described as a small white man in the 911 call. As well as not being white, Dixon is 6'3". This detective has either forgotten standard procedure to review the call to dispatch, or for some reason decided to reject it as evidence altogether.
Racist.
Michael is informed the room is being recorded and then read his rights. He asserts he is willing to speak with a detective and help with the investigation.
Okay. Why we're here is because earlier tonight you were arrested for breaking into a jewelry store on John Street South. Now, your innocence and guilt in this, quite frankly, isn't an issue. The evidence I have is frankly conclusive and overwhelming. Okay?
This is crazy
So
already. Wait, what the
if you did it. What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. What I have to ascertain.
The subject maintains a forward-leaning posture and keeps his eyes both in contact and on the same level as the detective's. He displays self-confidence and poise, while it's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition. What Michael just did is known as a non-verbal challenge in forensic psychology. So let's break it down into components. In the next moment, the detective will shift in his seat to adjust his position, and at the same time break eye contact to look somewhere in this direction. Michael's exaggerated head movement that follows isn't for the purpose of maintaining eye contact. He could maintain it while keeping his head perfectly still. It is in fact to let the detective know he is maintaining eye contact. It's a way of asserting dominance in the exchange. He is telling the detective that he is the more confident person in the room at that moment.
What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are.
Okay.
Whether this is you're like a
because they
serial
be capping, bro. You
burglar,
can't.
and this is what you're doing all the time, or whether this
Can't
is
trust these
a
niggas,
one-off
bro.
thing because of the power cut and everything that's going on tonight. That's all we're here for.
Okay, I understand your position. Like I say here, I didn't do it, and you've heard that a million times, I'm sure, in your career. But it's just, ask me questions. That's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask you. I mean, why did you do
Okay.
it? That's basically that's my only question.
But coming from that position, and since I'm saying I didn't do it, I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a
we're like,
a great amount of talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
okay, well,
What the fuck?
It's really not.
You've no doubt come to notice how incredibly tolerant Michael is over the unjustness of the situation. It's the most unusual thing about his behavior,
Oh,
and
never be in
perhaps
this
what makes him an
situation, bro.
anomaly with respect to innocent subjects. So before moving on to the second phase of this interrogation, we'll show you a more common response from an innocent subject facing similar charges. This is 26-year-old Justin, falsely accused of breaking and entering, first-degree theft, and assault. He was arrested at his home and only read his rights to silence on the way to the police station. The footage will begin before the subject knows what exactly he is being charged with. In his mind, he knows he has done nothing wrong, and at this point is unaware he is about to be wrongfully imprisoned for just over 2 years.
Alright, Justin, get that form. You know what I read you earlier? The 19th of February. 2 days ago, so it'll be Tuesday. Alright, about 5, 6 in the morning. Where were you at then?
I was at my mother's house. You call her and ask her. I was downstairs asleep.
Did she know you were asleep at that time?
Yeah.
He doesn't see the interrogators as a threat, but more of an inconvenience. His responses are short and concise. He does not seek approval. He only responds to a question or states a point.
I mean, did she see you sleeping at that
Oh,
time?
so in this situation, you can sue them. Like, if they
I ain't doing
completely
nothing
wrong in
to
this,
save
like,
my
you can sue them.
So I'm not working, I'm at home.
You didn't go to labor ready that day or nothing looking for
Tuesday?
looking for a job, yeah. Okay. That morning, house got broken into.
Okay.
The detective's strategy is to reveal the charges in a periodic manner. Getting a confession to one charge at a time is far easier than gaining admission to all of them at once. The plan is to reveal the break-in and robbery charge first, then reveal the assault at a later stage.
Oh,
the
damn.
detective goes on to explain that the accuser named Candy said she saw him loitering around her house in the evening hours of the night, and a short time later witnessed him break in and steal a multitude of valuable items. The detective then explains that she picked him out of a 12-picture lineup of
see, me, I'm the type of
suspects.
person, I will be answering the questions because I'll be so nervous. I'm gonna be like, what questions y'all got for me? And I'm gonna answer all of them, but I feel like you're not supposed to.
Justin is now aware of the
like,
burglary
talk too
charge,
much.
which holds a possible 20-year prison sentence due to previous convictions. He will now begin to forcefully assert his innocence, and each time he does so, will bring forward his posture and strengthen his vocal emphasis while making the assertion.
Alright, so I mean, she's saying that I was there before. Is that what she's saying? She's saying she's seen my face before the break-in happened?
Yep.
Because I didn't break in her house. I don't know who she is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know no girl named Candy. None of that shit, man.
He moving too
Why
much.
is she
He's
saying
shaking his
you're-
leg. He
I
look
don't know
way
why
too
she's saying
nervous.
I don't know why. I don't know.
What were you doing there?
I was not there. I don't know this girl Candy.
Situations
No
like
one
this
can't
is
do that. I
so
ain't even heard of him.
unlawful.
It's just a guy I know
Yeah,
that's
bro.
installed,
This
thanks.
is like situations like
The
this
person
is
he
so
just
like.
mentioned was the accuser's ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
That's it.
How do you know Tim Stoll?
I grew up with the dude, man.
The accuser's testimony was later picked apart in court. She was caught lying on the stand multiple times, and Justin was exonerated. He was
See, look,
proven
that's another
innocent
thing,
not
though.
just beyond
If
all
the
reasonable
person
doubt, but
was lying on
essentially
you,
beyond
knows you,
all doubt.
They
Last
can,
night
their
I heard
lie
about them,
is
too.
like damn
She
near
had him arrested
foolproof.
for domestic violence.
Yeah, cause he mad. Yeah.
That's all I know about this girl Candy. I ain't never went in that girl's house. None of that shit. I didn't do that shit. I did. As God is my fucking witness, I did not do it. I used to be a piece of shit when I got out of the fucking penitentiary. I told myself I wasn't going back. I ain't done nothing but work my fucking ass off the entire time I've been out.
Can you prove, other than
And
you
he
saying
already
you're
been
not,
in there
is it
before.
that morning, what can you tell? How can you prove to me that you were at home?
All you gotta do is call and ask my mother.
So you're telling me you didn't step foot out of the house
Not 1 foot.
Tuesday?
Not one.
The detective then goes on to reveal Justin is accused of assaulting the supposed victim during the robbery.
Take vanity mirror and you hit her over the head with it and you guys fight. And she got injuries.
No, man. Hell no, man. Get her goddamn boyfriend, Tim Stone, in here and question him about her goddamn injuries. Look at that straight right there. This sounds like it's a goddamn thing.
Question the boyfriend before you question a random nigga.
Done something to her, and now they're trying to put it on me. That's I know that's what the fuck this is.
And look, that's why we're talking to you, okay?
No, this is bullshit, man, because I've tried everything in my fucking power to stay the fuck out of this goddamn fucking penitentiary shit. I did not do that shit, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I need a lawyer.
That's
I need a
what
lawyer,
we're talking
lawyer.
to.
I
We're
need a
investigating
lawyer.
this, okay? That's why we're asking all these questions.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. That is the
I'm
best
sorry
thing
to
to say.
freak
I
out,
need a lawyer.
man, but I
Because you
ain't
can just
talking
go
this
just
shit, man.
at that point when you got a lawyer,
I'm
you go
talking
straight
shit.
off
I ain't
the
talking
evidence, straight
notice,
off
man.
facts. That's
Justin
it.
had already served 3 years in prison for a robbery in his early 20s. He more than likely knew the reassuring tone of the investigator wasn't a good sign. Although slightly
Yeah,
more
he's
animated
freaking
than the
out right
average
now.
person, this form of aggression is a commonplace response from the innocent being directly accused. He comes off aggressive, but in a defensive manner. He is not being hostile, but highly combative when professing his innocence. His conduct is totally justified considering the circumstance. When facing a considerable amount of time in prison for something you didn't do, this level of anger is warranted. So when compared to the forgiving composure of Michael Dixon, the extraordinary nature of his behavior becomes even more pronounced.
I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount of talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't.
I like how he approached it though. This dude right here, he like,
it's
all right,
really not.
like, you wrong. Like, he ain't
There's
tripping.
a number of witnesses,
Great.
one of whom had a video camera.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay
Good
then.
thing
Well,
for
that's
that.
relieving. That's
So-
relieving, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So view the video camera.
Yeah, talk
Okay.
that shit. Yeah.
That's why your guilt isn't in issue here.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Because if I'm on the video camera, that doesn't make sense. You have a video camera that shows me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I'll be like, let me see it. Like, let me see it. Show me.
I guess
Play
no
it.
choice but to get
We
a
go to
lawyer
court.
then.
Play
This
it.
is
What?
kind of
Wait.
thing you're gonna
Well,
go
this
through
is-
with me.
This
I
isn't,
mean,
this isn't going to
Hold
go
on,
away.
hold on. After this, I got a question.
You
I
will
ain't
be
gonna lie.
charged tonight.
I'm gonna pause real quick. Wait, so if they say something like this, like, okay, we got a video or whatever of you, blah blah blah, and you'd be like, do you like? Does everybody go to court? Like, does he go to court, or is it like if they say, okay, you charged, you charge? I think everybody in the court there, right? Or is it like they give him the charge, you go to jail, but then after you go to jail, they schedule you a date to go to court. I think that's how it goes. But even that way, that's fucked up. Because why the fuck am I in there if you wrong in the first place? You always go. That's ridiculous. They need no. Hell nah. Hell no. Fuck
Going to
no.
court in the morning.
Fuck no.
Perhaps the most
That's
upsetting
crazy.
moment, considering the fact that we know this man is innocent. You can see the fear emerge in his eyes as he realizes he won't be going home after this interview.
Charged with breaking and enter with intent. Okay, that's what's going to happen right now.
He is noticeably afraid of what lies ahead, yet reacts to the situation with reasoning and intuitiveness.
Can I ask you something? Okay, are you just making this up that you have a video camera so you see how I react? Because it goes that if you're saying, okay, hear me out for a second, please. If I am guilty, as you believe, because you have me on video camera, then okay, we'll go through the procedure. But I'm saying, I'm trying to call your bluff here because since I know I didn't do it, there's no way I can be on the video camera.
Well, like I say, it's not a game of poker.
Okay, well,
I've got nothing to
I'm not
gain
trying to
from
give you a
that.
hard
No.
time, all right?
You
Like,
know
I don't
what?
like how they be trying to, the police be trying to act like they just
which is
so
why I'm not asking
way
you,
smarter than you. Like, nigga,
did
you
you
a
do it?
regular nigga,
I'm
nigga. You
trying to
could
cut
be
you out.
wrong. You probably is wrong.
I've got nothing to
Right.
gain from that.
Getting a confession void of evidence is in fact excellent for an investigator's
just
career.
like we,
It's
yeah.
a mark of merit and can accelerate promotion. Michael continues to profess his innocence in a calm and composed manner for a further 7 minutes. The detective then asks that he draw out a map and specify his movements before the arrest. Every detail of his alibi was later proven to be 100% accurate.
Like I said, on the information that I've got, you're going to be
I
charged.
wouldn't even want to talk no more. I wouldn't even want to talk no more. If you talking to me like that, like, well, okay, well, it doesn't really matter what you think. Like, all right, I wouldn't even want to talk no
And
more.
the true version of events is paramount, and I have a duty to investigate all of this, and I will investigate.
Okay.
I assure you, I'll investigate this story thoroughly, and hopefully, I'll be able to find something here,
Right.
which will either prove or disprove,
Okay.
what we've discussed tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Problem is the speed at which this is going.
Yeah.
You know, like when I was on the ground, I saying, go quickly to the terminal. I have like 6 or so guys around me. You know, like talk to the bus driver.
Right.
You know, like I
can't. I mean, I can't comment on things that
Okay,
haven't been
I
seen,
know,
unfortunately. But now I'm
left
kind of-
hanging, right?
Now I'm looking at
That's
this.
why
I
you
mean, this
get
is the,
more
basically on the
because
evidence
you
I've
could say
got.
something
This is
wrong and
the
it could
only
flip you.
course of
Yeah.
events that can take place right
Yeah.
now. But I will certainly make sure that this is looked into thoroughly.
Okay,
I
great.
can give you my word on that. That's my duty. That's what I have to do.
Okay, I trust you will. I was just wondering, can I make a phone call? Because I'm supposed to be at work at 8 a.m.
You're not going to be able to be at work. Yeah,
I know I'm not going to be able to, but I like to phone ahead.
I can arrange that that you get the phone call to let someone know that you're not going to be at a place. Yeah.
So I'm hanging out in that room till 10? Or
No,
whatever?
we'll be taking you downstairs
Okay.
to a larger custody facility which you have downstairs.
Sounds open.
Well, it's not the most pleasant place in the world, but it's only for a few hours.
Okay.
Okay. From court tomorrow, what happens there? I don't know.
Okay, well.
And I will look into all of this.
I trust you will, yeah. I trust you will.
No, I don't trust
I'll
you.
make sure we
What
got
the
the whole
fuck?
picture.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Okay. You're not in an enviable position, and
I understand the process. I'm not satisfied with it. That's what I'm saying, you know.
and I don't
And
expect that you're going to be happy with it.
You know, and I'm thinking, I have no disrespect to you, but I know someone sitting in this chair has probably lied to you a million times, right? So I'm thinking, what can I do to convince you? I tried to give you the information. Like,
You've been very good with me, and I try and treat everybody as an individual.
okay.
And my main aim is two things: is that you get your rights that you're entitled to under the Constitution of Canada, and that you're treated decently, and that the truth comes out.
The truth eventually did come out, but the suspect wasn't treated decently. He was kept in jail for 3.5 days before a separate investigator
3
looked
days
into
way
his
too
alibi
long, bro.
witnesses and checked surveillance of the area in question. He was then exonerated immediately. A civil trial ensued, and Michael was awarded $46,000 in punitive
Okay,
damages.
there we go. There
the
we go.
interrogating
There we
officer
go.
and 3 other investigators were all demoted and suspended without pay.
There we go.